99-cent rental.
This is 99 Cent Rental. I'm your host, Brian White, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Dave White. Hey, Dave, how you doing over there?
Oh, hello. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. I just this afternoon finished that Tim Miller book that I was reading. I was telling you about.
Yeah.
I believe it's called Why We Did It. A book about the
O.J. Simpson murder.
That's if I did it. Incredibly tasteful book. Nope, this is about his flight from Republicans and his sort of theory on why ostensibly reasonable people joined Trump en masse. Now, that's not the reason I brought it up. I brought it up because it reminded me of the Jeb Bush campaign. And I thought about that. Remember that time Jeb Bush was having that rally and he had to say to people, please clap.
Please clap, yeah.
I think that might be the most pathetic moment I've ever seen anyone have.
Yeah.
It's deeply sad.
It really is. It should have. I don't think it did, but it really should have tanked his campaign in the same way that like Mike Dukakis in the tank did, or what was his name? Howard.
Howard Dean.
Howard Dean. And that was the end of his campaign.
Amazing.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Please clap. Oh man, when you got to ask for it.
It's just not the same.
It's just
not
over.
the same.
It's like when you have to explain a joke.
If they did clap, and then you'd be like,
It's like Donald Trump's new name for Marjorie Taylor Greene, where he's like, Marjorie Trader Brown. And I see I called her Brown because, and it's like, no, man, that's not, you got to not do that.
Listen, if you got to explain it.
It's not funny.
It's not funny. I mean, God, he used to have so much juice.
Yeah,
like he just that shit would just pop off the dome and it would stick.
The magic is gone.
It's gone. No juice. Absolutely zero sand. Oh boy. I had a nice thing today. We had our final. It was bittersweet. We had our final performance of "It's a Wonderful Life."
Congratulations!
Yeah, it was a great show.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie, And I was the voice of Lux Radio Theater.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
and I was an announcer because I got the announcer voice.
That is true.
And I affected a very good Mid-Atlantic accent.
Oh, with lots of like liquid U's and like skew rather.
Not that intense. I wasn't Katharine Hepburn. I was it was effective.
You were Marsha Brady.
Sure. Fun times. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. What started with Dracula sort of and blended seamlessly into the holidays. I enjoyed it. It's fun. I'm going to miss it until next year when we start doing it again. But
do the Crucible.
Do the Crucible.
It's a lighthearted comedy.
12 Angry Men. Uncle Vanya. We'll do Uncle Vanya.
Somebody throw a pie.
It's hard to explain to someone who never had the experience what a trip to the video store was like back in the day. The shelves were choked with absolutely bizarre crap made on tiny budgets, completely divorced from any recognizable reality, and it was the best. And we intend to talk about every one of them. Just before we get into it, here's a little housekeeping. If you want to keep up with us between episodes, you can also find us at Instagram at Bring Me the Axe Pod. Dave's over there at that Queer Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
He's hitting you with the 12 days of terror. 12 days of terror?
12 days, yeah.
Fucking a whole 12.
Yeah, I'm going to give you 12 of them, you see.
Just a whole dozen of them.
Not a baker's dozen.
What is the thing? What is the theme, though? Because today's was Pet Cemetery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the theme is women-directed horror.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
No, I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'm not going to do, Christmas horror movies. First of all, there's like 2 that are good. The rest are absolute garbage, like silly garbage. And I'm not going to keep recommending that people watch them just because they're there. There are better things to watch, particularly female-directed horror films. I have selected 12 of them that I think are quite good.
Fantastic.
And I'm going to tell you all about it. Like to hear it? Here it goes.
Yeah, although I'll tell you what, I hear the remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night's pretty good.
I'll probably get
I'm
to it eventually.
I'm gonna have to give it a chance.
Is it on this? Is that streaming right now?
I don't think so. I think it's in theaters.
Really?
So yeah, I believe so. I mean, shit, I might be wrong. I'll have to look it up. I didn't think to look it up, but I'm gonna have to look it up. Because it would be nice to sneak that one into our roundup, which is coming up.
Oh,
but yeah, And if you don't know, we have another show called Bring Me the Axe, our latest episode covering Larry Cohen's sequel in name only, A Return to Salem's Lot, is out now. We'll be back next week with a look at the Lucio Fulci magnum opus, L'Aldelia. The Beyond.
Good. It's a good movie.
Fucking good God. Is that the one to start with or what?
Mm-hmm.
No. You can also contact us directly at 99centrentalpod@gmail.com with any questions, comments, or suggestions. Do let us know if there's a cheesy movie that you love, would like to hear us. Give it the business. And if you'd like to support us on Patreon, you can look us up over there at patreon.com/bringmetheaxepod. There's a couple of tiers you can join there. Subscribers at the $5 a month tier can look forward to our bi-weekly X-Files rewatch pod. Do you think I'm spooky? Mm-hmm. Fuck me, man. Our latest one is, yeah, that one's us just struggling.
Which one was it? Oh,
3.
Oh, God, that one's not good.
3, the vampire episode. And it's not the good vampire episode. And even the good vampire episode of the X-Files, it's just pretty good.
It's goofy.
You would expect more from like vampires in the X-Files. It's almost like they feel like they're above it.
I mean, they kind of are.
Because in that one, like, it turns out that the only crazy bullshit Fox Mulder doesn't believe in is fucking vampires.
Which is absolutely ridiculous. This man believes in everything.
Ridiculous is what it is. Fucking A, yeah. There's also our monthly Bring Me the Axe Millennium Edition, which is a bonus episode in which we explore a modern horror movie. Our latest episode is the two of us just given paranormal activity, just taking it to task.
Yay. It's a bad movie.
It's a bad movie. It's a fucking bad movie. Listen, it's not good.
No, it's
not good.
It's the opposite of good.
So go ahead, get yourself subscribed there, or you can even if you're on the fence or dip a toe in it, you can just buy that one for $3.
I wouldn't start there. I mean,
no, definitely not.
There are movies we did like.
Oh yeah, there's fucking plenty of movies we did like. We had some great guests last year because we are rounding out like a full year of Millennium Edition. We've had some fun guests. We watched some good movies. We watched some not so good movies. But yeah, Paranormal Activity. Ugh.
Got some good ones coming up though.
Yeah, we do. The next one.
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it.
Not gonna.
Gonna be a surprise.
You know what? We do announce it in the Paranormal Activity episode. So if you're
just dying to know,
you got to know. Just hey. Take a chance. Yep. Oh, boy. All Patreon subscribers, even the free tier, get access to our Discord server. Paying members get access to additional channels, voice and video chat, and the watch parties option, which is back on as of this Friday. We are going to be watching The Beyond.
Oh, so you didn't didn't watch Mulholland Drive?
We didn't. I had a performance.
Well, it's probably for the best. I feel like it's not a fun movie to watch. I mean,
also, I forgot how goddamn long this movie was.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
It's a long movie.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the one you want to restart that whole thing with.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty intense. But once again, that's patreon.com/bringmetheaxepod. And lastly, if you like what you hear, you can subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. We're also on YouTube. Search us by name and subscribe if you prefer to consume your podcast that way. And you'd be doing us a favor by leaving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So I don't know what you're waiting for.
Yeah, please.
'Tis the season, motherfuckers.
Please clap. Come on.
Please review.
Please.
Please. God. Now the next, now I'm going to see that number go up and I'm going to be like, God damn it. I had to ask. And if you listen on YouTube, do us a favor, give the episode a like, and we leave a comment. We love hearing from you guys. Just want to get that all out of the way right at the top of the show because we're going to hit you with some dense symbolism. It's Byzantine. Here we go.
I can't believe it. I'm just so excited to be here. I'm in this dream place.
This one comes highly recommended.
Dream place. What are you doing?
Get out of the car.
Yeah. The girl is still missing.
What's wrong?
I just don't know who I am.
I wonder where you were going. Mulholland Drive. Come on, it'll be just like in the movies. We'll pretend to be someone else. Silencio.
This is all an illusion.
Where's this going?
Mulholland Drive. It's been a very strange day.
Getting stranger.
It's a great trailer.
Where's this going? He asks.
It is a great trailer.
It's a pretty great trailer, man. David Lynch cuts a great trailer.
I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to make a really bold declaration right now.
You gonna be brave right now?
I'm going to be brave. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this with my whole heart. I think this is a top 10 movie for me.
No shit.
Yeah. I think this movie fucking rules.
Definitely not a top 10 for me, but it's top 3. Actually, it's probably my second favorite David Lynch movie.
What's Blue Velvet?
Blue Velvet's my first one. I love that one fucking like crazy.
I like this one. This is my favorite David Lynch movie. I've said that already, but I like this one because I think he's a weird dude, and like I think it's an authentic weird. Like he's just a quirky guy, and I think Blue Velvet is a very good movie. It's a very aggressive movie. This one is, to me, a very sad movie.
Yeah.
Like this is a very human story where there's not a lot of there's no sci-fi in this, even though it sort of appears that there is. I don't believe that there actually is. There's no, this is just a very basic human story that is just profoundly sad. Like the back third of this movie is deeply sad and very affecting.
Yeah. I think so. So was this the first movie he made after Lost Highway?
Yes.
There's nothing between this and Lost Highway, right?
No, it goes Lost Highway, this, and then Inland Empire.
Okay, because I kind of felt like Lost Highway I watched a little while ago, and I've seen it a couple of times since the time that we went to the movies and we're just so fucking bugged out by it that we left. But I feel like that is as much as it is full of the usual David Lynch crazy shit, it is the least characteristic of his movies. It's a very heavy metal David Lynch movie.
Yeah.
It's like you talk about aggression. That movie is fucking aggressive like crazy.
In a way that doesn't feel authentic to him. It feels like he's trying something new and it just doesn't hit very well.
Yeah. And in a lot of ways, I've no way to really substantiate this. This is pure conjecture, but I've always got the sense that this movie was his attempt to kind of redo that and re-explore the same themes, like almost exactly, but on his own terms. And he did this off the back of essentially a failed television project.
Yeah. That was not a very good experience for it. Well, it was and it wasn't.
Yeah. Because it's the same sort of duality, people turning into other people, to opposites, reflections. There's a tremendous amount of sort of meditation on artifice in this movie. At the same time, I feel like the thing he was trying to do with this originally was conceived and received enthusiastically in pitch, but then in practice, I guess it was turned out rejected by the studio, or by a single executive in a matter of minutes. And I think it left him very, not bitter, but really bummed.
Well, the road to get to that rejection, I think, was the thing that really soured him on the whole experience. Because what happened was he ended up having to, so for those who do not know, this was supposed to be a television pilot, and he made the pilot and shot it his way. He was really happy with it. I get the feeling David Lynch loves shooting for television.
Which is weird because his shit just, I don't think he works on television very well.
I think he likes telling long stories.
He likes telling long stories. And there are certain times when I love a story told in a serialized format like that. I do not think David Lynch works very well in that in that world.
It's like when you try to read Murakami's short stories and you're like, oh, you're not good at this. You need a lot of pages in order to get your shit right.
Yeah. Listen, man, I need 900 pages about rough, coarse pubic hair.
Well, lucky for you, there's at least one book about that.
But yeah, I think really the thing is and part of the problem with this, I don't want to get too far ahead of us because a lot of my notes sort of up front are about the sort of the road to this movie and the sort of the way that it was a TV series first, but he was doing this without Mark Frost, and I think that made a really huge difference in the outcome.
Yeah, he had a different guy he was working with.
Yeah. So before we we're very excited to talk about this, obviously. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. So let's jump into the facts, shall we? The year was 2001.
Never forget.
Real banner year for the United States.
Yep.
Here are some other movies that were released in 2001. Glitter.
Ooh.
Mariah Carey's.
It
was a musical romantic comedy.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either. I just seen the poster and shit. The Razzies gave her cleavage. Worst couple in 2002.
Look, I told you I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it because it's sexist, and I think that the dudes who started it are real fucking scumbags.
The guys who run the Razzies fucking suck. The whole concept is incredibly bitter and stupid. But come on, that's kind of a funny joke. Also in 2001, Freddy Got Fingered came out in 2001.
Ooh, very odd movie.
Weird. I don't know. I mean, I understand because like this is the high age of Tom Green.
Yeah, this is peak Tom Green. He could do anything he wanted to.
Who the fuck said, let's give that guy a budget to make a movie? Because what else was he gonna do but make a movie like Freddy Got Fingered? I'm convinced.
And then call it Freddy Got Fingered.
That movie is the lowest brow avant-garde shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, it is a very odd mix of like just like real deep Canadian weirdness and just like bargain basement teenage humor.
Yeah. And you know what? I think I got real sick of Tom Green because his antics were kind of everywhere on MTV back then. I've kind of come back around to Tom Green.
He was pretty funny for a while.
Yeah, he was. Also, not funny, not good. Pearl Harbor came out that year. Michael Bay.
Bueno.
Michael Bay just waving that flag. You know that came out before 9/11?
Wow.
I seem to remember that coming out after, during the flurry of like yay America jingoistic action movies that came out.
That was like a solid 10 years of movies.
Well, like I mean, you remember like right after that, it was like the fucking Department of War, the Pentagon put so much fucking money, like flooded Hollywood to make all of these like.
Oh yeah, that was when George Bush was like, "Go out and make America great by buying shit." And it's like,
yeah, and like
I think you might be confused.
And like so many movies were meant to sort of like really kind of zero in on that good feeling about being a cop or a fireman, or like they really wanted to drive enlistment.
Yuck.
Yeah, fuck that shit, man. Driven came out that year also. Remember Driven?
Vaguely.
It's a Stallone movie. It was a racing movie. Remember this is also the time where like NASCAR is real hot.
Okay. I
one
don't remember 2001 very well for some reason.
This one wasn't about NASCAR though. It was about Formula One racing.
What was I doing in 2001? Jesus.
I don't know. Working at the record store.
I was working at the record store in 2001.
Were you drinking a lot?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Directed by Rennie Harlan.
Ooh. Okay. Well, that's probably why I didn't see that.
And a real award winner, rounding out 2001, Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but I have listened to the How Did This Get Made episode about it a couple of times. It's probably their best episode.
What a terrible year for movies.
Real fucking bad.
And then in waltzes David Lynch, and he's like, "Hey, everybody, I got this thing. I think you're all really going to like it." And a lot of people watched it and they were like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah.
And then a lot of other people were like, "Oh, what the hell is this?"
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about it. We got a cast and crew. Director David Lynch. One of the greatest filmmakers of all time.
Going to agree.
Yeah. He, like Franz Kafka and H.P. Lovecraft, has his own adjective.
He does.
Lynchian. It's in the fucking dictionary.
But however, unlike Franz Kafka and H.P. Lovecraft, David Lynch is a good person.
You know what? He seems like a fucking gnarly guy.
He really seems like a great guy.
I'm gonna say this made me really, really sad doing the research for this, because I had completely forgotten that he died earlier this year.
Ah, you bastard. Yeah, he did, and that was very sad.
And because I was like, hey, I wonder what David Lynch is up to these days. And then I was like,
not much.
Oh man. And yeah. What a fucking the world was robbed.
I mean, he was like 78 years old. So.
Yeah, but he died. Yeah, he died because he fucking smoked constantly.
Yeah,
and then the reason that he died is because of the fucking wildfires. They had to take him out of his house, which was extremely dangerous to his health, and he just fucking expired because of it. God damn it, wildfires, man! Fuck that shit. These Jewish space lasers.
Well, what can you do? Marjorie Taylor Greene's leaving office. I mean, if she can't solve it, no one can.
Yeah. David Lynch's debut feature, Eraserhead, is one of the defining cult movies, and along with the Rocky Horror Picture Show, is a foundational piece of the midnight movie scene. His second feature,
it's an extremely strange movie.
It's a really, really weird movie. Gonna say this, I don't like it.
I don't either.
I've watched it a couple of times. I have tried to crack that egg, and I've just determined that I can't, and I don't really care to.
I mean, Jack Nance is in it, and he's pretty great, but it's like barely a story.
Yeah. Yeah, his second feature, The Elephant Man, put him on the Hollywood leaderboard with Oscar nominations and no wins. I think he was. I think that movie was nominated for 8 Oscars.
Damn.
Yeah,
it's a good movie.
It is fantastic. Fucking what is it?
John Hurt,
Anthony Hopkins, John Hurt. God damn, man. Yep, led directly to him being pulled in by George Lucas to direct Return of the Jedi, based on his enthusiasm for Eraserhead.
Huh. I'm glad he didn't do it.
He did not watch the Elephant Man and think, my God, he'd be really good at this science fiction movie I got coming up. He watched Eraserhead and was like, I got to get that guy.
That's the guy.
Yeah, obviously Lynch passed and sort of fell in with Dino De Laurentiis, and I believe taking on Dune was a means to get DDL behind a bunch of his other projects, because he goes on to produce like basically everything in the 80s.
Yep.
In 1990, he moved to television to confuse, fascinate, and frustrate the world with Twin Peaks. He's a visual artist, a musician, an author, and a furniture designer.
Oh, I did not know that part.
Yeah, he had a wood shop at his house. It's made furniture.
You think everybody knows him because of Twin Peaks?
I would think that is probably for most people the kind of the touchstone for the David Lynch experience. For me, it was different, mostly because I saw Blue Velvet before I saw Twin Peaks, and even then, Twin Peaks took a little while for me to come around to, because I didn't hook up to it immediately.
I didn't like it the first time around. I watched it a couple years ago and really liked it. I think because I had to accept that it was basically a soap opera.
And the thing is his approach to that show leads to a lot of the way that he approached the production of this movie when it was a show as well. And it's fascinating as hell. And I think that original philosophy that he had towards Twin Peaks, and then again towards Mulholland Drive, is why I believe this movie in particular defies explanation in any sort of way, or most of his movies defy explanation.
I think he kind of went out of his way to defy explanation with this one.
Yeah. World is significantly poorer for his loss. Goddamn. But we got a cast here. Mm-hmm. Naomi Watts in her breakout role.
Hey, gonna tell you something else. I think Naomi Watts is a good actor.
Goddamn, she's great, man.
She's fantastic in this. I mean, she's in other shit and she's good too, but like, she's really good in this.
She turns it up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, prior to this, she'd done a few projects in her native Australia, came over here to make it big in the United States, pretty much stalling after her turn in 1995's Tank Girl and 1996's Children of the Corn 4.
Weird.
Yeah. I know. And she struggled, was just about to go home. Actually, she was about to be evicted from her apartment in Los Angeles until along came Saint David Lynch.
Yeah.
Who
she was actually going to give up after they finished filming this.
No shit.
Yeah, Nicole Kidman was like, look, girl, you got to stick it out. Just see how this one goes. If this one doesn't work out, all right, cool. But, I'm here for you either way.
Yeah. But he cast her in this movie, which mirrored her own Hollywood experience, and has since gone on to appear at some real top shelf shit, The Ring remake.
I
King
mean,
Kong.
she makes the Ring, the American Ring, pretty watchable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
not
also
a bad-
directed
it's
by
not-
a
it's-
good director.
Yeah, it's not as far as remakes go, I tend to look down on them, and that one fell really like right in the middle of the sort of remake craze. It's not bad as a remake goes.
Pretty good.
No. She's in King Kong, another remake. She's in Funny Games, still another remake.
Wow.
And most recently,
Yeah, but she's doing them with great directors, and so that says something.
oh, Jesus Christ. I know. And the Michael Haneke one is basically himself doing a shot-for-shot remake of his own movie.
Yeah, that's a shot for shot. Well, a movie that originally was like, I'm going to make this movie that's really critical of Americans. And then he was like, I guess they didn't get it. Let's try that again. This one is for the ones in the back.
Yeah.
This movie's about
then
you guys.
And then most recently, she's in the remake of Emmanuel.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Weird. That's like a...
When I saw that, I was like, it can't be that.
Oh, it
Emmanuel,
is.
can it? And it is. It is. We've also got Laura Herring, a prolific actress that I don't think I've ever seen in another movie.
She is less good.
One of her earliest pictures is Silent Night, Deadly Night 3.
Ooh.
Yeah. And another is the other Lambada movie, The Forbidden Dance. Yeah. She's also the villain in the American remake of that fucking horrific French horror movie Inside.
Oh.
Just she's a former Miss America?
I did not. I've seen her in The Punisher.
Okay, I've seen The Punisher, but I don't think I recognized her in it.
And I've seen she's
also
in
that
Empire.
one. Also, that movie is not very good.
No.
Yeah. She's former Miss America, born in the extremely violent cartel town of Sinaloa, Mexico. She was caught in the crossfire of a gunfight in the street and took a fucking bullet to the head.
Damn.
I know. She's a very interesting person.
She was
with
like,
a
fuck it,
wild
I'm going to
life.
be Miss America.
She's also a distant relative of the German Chancellor Otto von Bismarck.
Huh.
Yeah.
What a rich history she has.
Got a lot of shit going on, just not much in terms of movies that I can talk about. Justin Theroux is also in this movie.
One of the hottest men to ever live.
AKA Mugatu's evil DJ in Zoolander. I don't really have much to say about this guy. He's one of the endless parade of Hollywood's professionally handsome class, and he seemed to be in just about everything from 2000 to 2006. He played Bryce in the business card scene in American Psycho, does a bit of writing as well, having writing credits on Tropic Thunder, Iron Man 2, and that film adaptation of Rock of Ages where Alec Baldwin's character falls in love with Russell Brand's character.
What?
Which is really wild in hindsight.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's not very good. He loved working with Lynch and was fucking pissed when the network passed on it, saying, I want to say that the people at ABC are terrible, awful, heinous people who kiss up to you when they think you might be a star and then drop you like a hot turd when they decide that you won't be.
Yeah, Justin Theroux, if like you can't picture him, he plays a lot of handsome boyfriends. He was Leslie Knope's very exciting but wrong for her boyfriend on Parks and Rec. He was, I think, on Friends for a little bit as Jennifer Aniston's boyfriend. He is, of course, in this. He was on that show, The Leftovers, which is, to me, one of the most depressing things ever put on television.
That was a weird TV show for sure. Yeah, I always wanted to read the book.
I believe the book is very different.
Okay,
but yeah, he's in that. He is, like I said, a remarkably attractive man. I think he's pretty good in this.
Yeah.
He showed up, I guess, to the audition. He was like coming off like directly off a flight. He was all disheveled. And he's like, he was kind of like wearing a black suit. And he still had like wearing sunglasses and he was really overtired. And David Lynch just like looked at him and he was like, yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy that we're going. And so that's why he looks exactly that way in this movie.
They slid a headshot of him across the table and said, this is the guy.
I will say before we move along that we're going to tag the music in this as well by one Angelo Badalamenti.
This may be, I don't usually like his music very much. There's something I know there is something, and I think it's mostly just because I think the music on Twin Peaks is it being deliberately kind of silly, undercuts it. And he uses a very sort of cheap synthesizer instrumentation.
Yeah, I would not base any opinion on Twin Peaks because it is exactly that. It is supposed to be that.
Yeah. But in this one, this soundtrack is amazing.
I will say after Firewalk with Me, this is probably my favorite score of his. He is among my favorite composers. He is fantastic, and this is a really outstanding film score. He's very like kind of cool jazz, very dark music.
Yeah. Yeah, what is that band? Borin and Der Club of Gore.
Yes, very much like that.
Are essentially like aping all of his moves. They're fantastic, by the way, listener. Check
they
them
are
out.
really excellent.
They're really great writing music. So in 1998, ABC, who aired Twin Peaks originally, ordered a new pilot from Lynch based off of a script co-written with Joyce Eliason, who has written a ton of made-for-TV movies, but nothing as weird as a David Lynch project before or since then. The pilot was shot and screened for ABC, who turned it down basically immediately, having seen it. And they felt it was too dark for TV, also slow and confusing, which they're probably not wrong.
And so how that happened, though, is very interesting because they made this thing like they gave him I think $7 or $8 million to make this pilot.
$7 million,
and which is a fuckload of money for a television
one
pilot.
episode of TV. Yeah.
So he made this like what I think was something he was very, very proud of and really loved making.
Well, I have read.
Well, here's what happened though. He took that to somebody they wanted to see the dailies. Like it was after a while though, and he was like, nobody sees very few people get to see these while we're working, and like somehow they got like sort of halfway through the process, they saw some of them and they were like, hey, wait a minute, what is this? And then they saw the final product and they were like, no, absolutely not. And so they were like, you have to go back and make all of these edits so we can actually put this on television. And he was like, well, fuck me, man. That's not what I want to do. And they were like, we can't put this on TV. So he did. Then the thing that they saw that one dude was like, nope, we're done. Thanks. That was the bad edit. So that's the one you can actually find still. You like floating around on
yeah, you can
VHS.
if you know where to look, you can download it. You can buy bootleg copies.
It's
of
shitty.
It.
It's not good. The quality's awful.
Yeah. Also, if that is your assessment of a David Lynch pilot, I am not convinced any of these people knew who David Lynch was before the pilot order.
I mean, do you know what the original pitch was? So what happened? Like originally, the idea was like, this is when they were wrapping up. I think when they were doing Firewalk with Me, they were like, what if we did like a spin-off of Audrey Horne? And they were like, we'll call it Mulholland Drive. And then he was like, yeah, that'd be cool. And that's it. That's where that whole thing stops. Yeah. And then like years later, his agent was like, hey, maybe we'll try some TV again. And he was like, okay, maybe I'll give it a kick around. So he writes a 2-page treatment that is basically the idea is a young woman who is trying to break into Hollywood, and she kind of gets like sucked into this mystery, and she ends up like unintentionally playing detective and winds up in a really dangerous situation. And they were like, cool, here's $7 million.
Yeah. So like basically the first half of this movie is the pilot.
And it does feel a little choppy at times.
Yeah.
Like you can tell that things were shot out of like way, way out of order.
Yeah. And so word got out about this pilot, and along came Pierre Edelman from Studio Canal, who saw it and thought that there was a feature there. The problem was that David Lynch designed Mulholland Drive to be an open-ended mystery and developed as he wrote it. So now he's faced with a dilemma. He had money and a studio, but no idea where this whole thing was going. Because his original plan for the Mulholland Drive TV show was that new mysteries would spin out of the story and fly in every direction without ever being solved.
Yeah, so he originally was like, I don't think so, because he had like a really bad, that whole thing left him feeling really sour. Like, I don't want to do TV. I don't really think they get it, and they're not going to let me do what I want. And the guy from Studio Canal was like, okay, but here is a lot of francs for you. And he was like, I don't know. I don't really need money. And he was like, but you can do anything you want. And he was like, all right, fine. Yeah. I'll make the movie, I guess. But
when
they went back, he was like, plus, we've already got all this shit. Like, we started doing this. And then they went back and ABC had wrecked all of the sets and took all the costumes and put it back
they didn't even keep the costumes. They fucking destroyed everything.
They put it all just sort of back into their, archive or their like collection or whatever. And so he was like, well, God damn it. I guess we have to pretty much start over.
Yeah. Yeah. And also it always bothered him that he was pressured into identifying Laura Palmer's killer because like, if you remember, I don't know if you remember when Twin Peaks originally aired, but the tagline was "Who killed Laura Palmer?" Mm-hmm. Even though, if you watch it,
it's pretty obvious.
That show is barely about Laura Palmer.
Yeah, and it's also kind of obvious who did it.
I know, it's the. I when they reveal it in Fire Walk with Me. Actually, they did it on the show, didn't they?
Yeah, they do it in the show. There's a scene where he like loses his shit and like kind of goes crazy and has this long killer monologue.
Yeah. It's like, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But like, yeah, like that was really just sort of the connective tissue that was kind of holding everything together. The show was really sort of about, it was called Twin Peaks because it was about Twin Peaks.
Yeah. And just like Twin Peaks, this movie involves or includes a lot of shit that you could end and be like, well, what about all that? It's like, it doesn't matter. It's not really the point.
Yeah. Like in this one, like I'm going to, as we get into it, because most of my notes are just about over.
Oh no, we're going to talk about what we think is happening and what we think this movie is about.
And I'm going to hit you with something that I think is controversial.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, but yeah, I think the discussion is mostly going to sort of emerge from our sort of analysis of the movie itself.
I mean, also this movie is a little bit like I have a note that is Mulholland Drive is Chinatown. It's it's a movie about this place.
Yeah, it's Chinatown. It's Sunset Boulevard. It's I think Day of the Locust is my kind of go-to comparison, but
that one's just a big downer though.
Yeah. This movie's way better than Day of the Locust, but what it doesn't have is
Karen Black,
Donald Sutherland stomping Jackie Earle Haley to death.
That's true. Someone should have done that in real life.
I think every movie should have Donald Sutherland stomping Jackie Earle Haley to death.
Yes. Lynch said that he was a little bit inspired by Sunset Boulevard. I think you can really see that in like the Norma Desmond character and the way that she lives in this kind of fantasy world.
Yeah. There's even a shot that's reminiscent of the opening of Sunset Boulevard.
Oh, yeah.
It's also the fact that like in the end, it turns out like in the same way that Sunset Boulevard is a story told by a dead man, this is also in a way a story told by a dead woman. You know. So yeah, because a lot of the movie was repurposed from the original pilot footage, it was formatted for TV. And what that means is that when you project it from a theatrical projector, the aspect ratio is slightly larger up and down than what a projector usually runs. And this means that everything above the aspect ratio threshold would be cut off, including like people's heads and shit. So Lynch sent letters to projectionists asking them to manually correct the reels and signed the letter, "Your friend, David Lynch."
That's cute.
I love that.
And you know what? He probably meant it.
Guy.
He probably
did. He probably did. That was a fucking heart, because he was an earnest dude. In spite of the fact that he was opaque and weird, I think that he wore his heart on his sleeve.
And I think that he is. So I'm going to hit you with something here, because I was reading about I read this really long interview. The Criterion,
the Lynch on Lynch one from the Criterion.
I think it's from that. So I've read the whole thing. It's a super interesting interview. He does not, like a lot of people when they are kind of weird, like abstract people, they come across as though they're trying a little too hard. You get the feeling that he's not trying to be that way. That's just sort of how his brain works. He's a little bit odd. And so they talk a lot about like how people have interpreted this movie over time. And he essentially says he's never going to tell anybody what this movie is supposed to be about. And you don't feel like he's being cagey or he's being coy at all. I think he genuinely wants people to sort of like see the movie and their own mind, they can decide what it is. And he said, "I think people know what Mulholland Drive is to them, but they don't trust it. They want to have something else. They want to have someone else tell them, but they don't need me to help them. Telling them robs them of the joy of thinking it through and feeling it through and coming to a conclusion." And I think that's very true. Like the fun of this movie, and I think the thing that makes it so great, in addition to like just the quality of the movie, is that there is so much to think about and overthink about. Like I'm sure that this movie is not as complicated as people want to make it out to be. And I don't think it actually is. I think it's pretty straightforward in what it's really about.
I think honestly, I mean, in spite of the fact that it's murky as hell, it's a pretty conventional story for David Lynch.
Yeah. I mean, it's just that there's a lot of weird shit thrown in there. And I think some of that is by kind of the nature of it having originally been started as a TV show where they probably introduced certain pieces where they were like, these people will go on to be in the story later or whatever. Like Robert Forster's in this movie for like 5 seconds. Oh yeah. He's a pretty big name to have in a movie for not very long.
Yeah, like you definitely get the feeling that like the first scene at Winky's Diner with, you know, the man explaining his dream was probably supposed to be like a whole thing.
I'm gonna tell you a fun thing about Winky's Diner too.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
Hit me.
So Winky's Diner is a Denny's on Sunset and Gower. Apparently it used to be a place called the Copper Penny in like the 40s or 30s or whatever. And David Lynch said, I'm not positive, but I think there was a satanic booth in the parking lot for a while. And the interviewer is just like, what does that mean? And he was like, I don't know. And then he goes on to tell a story about how he was like eating breakfast or lunch or something one day, and he could hear a conversation behind him about like what he thought were like people who had come to, you know, have lunch after church or whatever, because they were talking about God and like this like a really deep conversation about God. And he was like, when I got up to leave, I looked because I wanted to see who, like, what kind of people they were, and it was Anton LaVey and two other people, and he was like, huh, not what I was expecting.
That's awesome. Just Anton LaVey and Sammy Davis Jr. just talking about God over a fucking Grand Slam breakfast or moon over my hammy.
So, well, that was what he was talking. He was like, yeah, they're just sitting there, you know, eating the Grand Slam breakfast, like talking about God. And so I think that is that scene in particular that you're talking about, I think was probably influenced a little bit like that. Just like the satanic booth in the parking lot is sort of like, I think a little bit of a referenced by the nun in the alley or whatever.
Yeah, I call him the Nightmare Hobo.
Yeah, I can't remember her name, so I'm going to call her the nun.
Bonnie Aarons?
Yes.
Yeah, she plays the nun. Press thoughts, anything like that?
Oh, lots of them. Very many, because this was sort of his not big return. Lost Highway was not that well reviewed, and so
the 90s was tough on David Lynch.
So this, when he came back with this, I think people were really they were sort of looked a little side eye, and then cautiously approached, like you might with a frightened animal, a frightened David Lynch. From the Boston Globe, Jay Carr,
the old gray lady,
oldest gray lady in the country. There's a difference between the genuinely bizarre and the merely arbitrary, and Mulholland Drive seems to lose sight of this as it loses itself in its own hermetic, self-referential universe. Still, before the film chases itself into its own dead end, it goes around in some interestingly resonant and interesting circles. It's flawed, but it's also rich, and how many films make you feel that you and the filmmaker are following the course of a dream? He was a little ambivalent about it.
That last part, I think, is really, it really kind of nails it. But also, it's very interesting that he used the word hermetic, because I think that in his reference, what that means is like this movie is very self-contained and it's very closed off from everything else. But there because of the Mark Frost influence on David Lynch, there is a tremendous amount of hermeticism in this movie. Yeah,
I think he's talking about like the sort of hermetically sealed use of the thing. The New York Times, the actual Gray Lady. This is Kristen Hohendel.
Well, an attempt was made.
Like many of Lynch's films, Mulholland Drive becomes a dense, intricately composed piece of art, dazzling in its strangeness, infuriating in its shiftiness. But for all its narrative hijinks and stylized gimmicks, the movie manages to convey the quiet sense of menace that haunts the subcultures and secret gardens of a world city made up of suburbs, where the night jasmine blooms like cheap perfume and there is never anybody close enough to hear your screams. Yeah, she was really feeling her own lynchiness, wasn't she?
Write this?
No. I
wish.
Wow.
Secret gardens and my
where
God.
the night jasmine blooms like cheap perfume. It's like a Tom Waits song.
Strewn about like all that exotic laundry, exquisite laundry.
Exquisite laundry. Like so much exquisite laundry. Oh, man. Well, here's someone who really did love this movie quite a lot. And that man's name, Roger Ebert.
Good God.
This is a movie to surrender yourself to. If you require logic, see something else. Mulholland Drive works directly on the emotions, like music. Individual scenes play well by themselves, as they do in dreams, but they don't connect in a way that makes sense, again, like dreams. The way you know the movie is over is that it ends. And then you tell a friend, I saw the weirdest movie last night, just like you tell them you had the weirdest dream. When he wants to, he's a good writer. Unfortunately, he's also a bitch.
Can't be fucking bothered with this horror shit. But man, does he love a David Lynch movie.
He loved this movie. He, I believe, named this one of the best movies of the 21st century.
Cahiers du Cinema also did. Like, it's like one of the best movies of the 21st century.
I'm going to agree. I know it's a little premature. We're not that far in, but like it is a remarkable film.
There's certainly nothing else like it.
In that, I think Roger Ebert kind of hits it on the head. It's like you can't go into this expecting to watch a proper ordinary narrative, and also it's not going to make sense all that often. But if you just accept it on its own terms, I love that. It's really great to just sit there and experience it.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I land on this movie, because for a long time I think really the sort of the popular interpretation of the movie made the most sense to me, which is this is kind of a death dream. It's a woman kind of projecting this fantasy of what her life should have been, and then like at the end we kind of see what it really was. But
yeah, it is Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge.
Yes, but nowadays I don't think that.
I think that is a plausible, acceptable explanation. I think there's more to it than that.
Yeah.
Let me hit you with a couple more. Okay. Kenneth Turin, Los Angeles Times.
The old gray lady.
The old Western gray lady. Mulholland Drive is a mystery that doesn't want to be solved. It's a dark dreamscape that needs to be experienced, not explained. A puzzle that's eager to fool the mind, the way the magic eye paintings trick the eye. And even if it makes sense in writer-director David Lynch's mind, he'd probably prefer that it didn't in yours. Though a number of explanations are plausible for what goes on in this noirish LA story set in and around the movie business, all of them just might be beside the point. That's kind of my interpretation, is like, whatever you think it's about doesn't really matter. And finally, my favorite cantankerous reviewer, the one who never seems to understand what's happening.
They're so confused and frustrated.
The IMDb user. And as I promised you, this will be the most early 2000s review you've ever heard.
Given some scenes in this movie, I can only imagine.
I did not include their commentary on the, quote, lesers in this movie, or the fact that there's a bunch of titties. The only thing missing from this is a My Wife reference, okay? Here we go. Did I miss something? Why has everyone got such a boner for this for this movie? Okay, so everyone is saying you have to watch it twice, thrice, 4 times a winner. Why the shiz would I watch it again?
Oh, no.
Yep.
This guy went and watched Viva La Bam after this.
Yeah. I've already lost
drinking some Four Loko.
I've already lost 150 minutes of my time on this earth to it. All you fans are admitting that there is no right or wrong answer, that the film is open to anyone's interpretation. But what is the point in a movie that doesn't mean anything? Please spare me the boredom. This movie should come with a warning label: probable waste of time. Yep, got him. Got David Lynch, zinged him.
God, we'll take that, David Lynch. Oh God. Well, shall we just start to sift through this shit?
Why don't we? Hey, I believe this one is coming out on Scott Chase's birthday. So, hey, Scott Chase, we're running this one down for you.
All right. So we open on some artful composite shot of people jitterbug dancing.
Jesus Christ! If there is anything that says early 2000s LA, I don't know what it is. They may as well just dropped the Gap ad right in there.
The image is interrupted by a shot of a woman, brightly lit, looking up and smiling brightly while being applauded. We fade into a POV shot of what appears to be a person going to bed or lying down in a bed. So according to Lynch, this scene is sort of the key to like unlocking all of this shit.
Okay.
I don't see it. But then again, he do be like that, where he'll be like, well, there is a meaning to all this.
And he has a 10-point list of like, here, if you want to know what the clues are, here they are. It's like, save it, buddy. I don't need clues.
Yeah. So a limousine drives through the hills, driving a beautiful woman riding silently in the back. The driver slows to a stop and turns on her with a gun, ordering her to get out. While he does this, we see 2 cars loaded with assholes flying along the road at night. I know what you did last summer style.
I love that it's just like, here's a bunch of rowdy kids. You're never going to know who they are. It doesn't matter. They're just here to cause an explosion.
The way that they are shot is so fucking fantastic, too, because they are screaming down Mulholland Drive, which is notoriously windy and dangerous. But like they've got people like dangling out the windows, and they're all like screaming and laughing like manically.
Apparently this is a thing people like, I don't know if they still do it, but they used to do this.
I can believe
like
that.
thrill seekers would be like, let's do it. And it's like, well, here's one thing that could happen.
Yep.
You could start a mystery.
Yep. Not seeing the limo, they round the corner. One zips past, no problem. Though they should probably slow down because it's not safe to drive like that. The other crashes into the limo, demonstrating why you should not do this sort of thing.
It is a spectacular explosion.
Hell of a car crash. Yeah,
It
cloud of auto parts.
feels so made for TV. Like, I don't know if it's the quality of the film or whatever, but like it just has that, like, you know, like the 80s and the 70s when like a car would like explode, it would really explode.
Yeah.
That's what happens here.
Yeah. As the wreckage burns, the passenger door opens, and the woman climbs out in a daze, somehow unharmed while everybody else was reduced to hamburger. And she wanders off into the night. She comes upon some apartments on Sunset, hides in the bushes when a pair of giggling jerks stumble out onto the streets. And there it is that she passes out. Now back at the accident scene, the cops look through the wreckage like, holy shit, these people are fucked. A wild Robert Forster appears, playing a detective, and his partner has turned up some sort of evidence in a bag. Maybe we'll find out what it is. Maybe we won't. Who can say?
Doesn't matter, really.
But we do. It's a pearly earring.
And one gets the feeling that these characters were probably intended to come back again.
Yeah. For sure.
But
Because
they
Robert
won't.
Forster
We will never
was-
see them again.
No, Robert Forster was having a bit of a renaissance at this time. Like he just had that turn up in Jackie Brown.
He's Charlie from Charlie's Angels?
Was he?
I think so.
Or was it Bosley?
No, Bosley was
Oh, yeah, right.
someone else. I think he was the voice of Charlie.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong.
So, so it's a pearl earring, which is implying that there was a woman in that car and that she's nowhere to be found in all the gore and body parts. And also, I fucking love how cops in David Lynch movies are just always, without exception, gigantic dipshits.
Mm-hmm. Like
they're
like-
Andy.
Yeah, they're kind of like not. They're like goofy.
Yeah.
Like Barney Fife-ish in a way.
Very, very silly. So in the morning, the mystery lady wakes up in the bushes and witnesses a couple of old folks leaving with their luggage. Just leaving from an apartment. Who can these people be?
I don't know. Did you write like one sentence at a time on each line? Why are you reading it like that?
I don't know. And then the lady goes back into the apartment to get something. And we get a significant shot of the gleaming keys that she left on the counter before she leaves for the last time.
Keys, you say?
Oh, keys.
Keys
Yeah,
that
watch out.
unlock things.
Keys up and down this fucking movie.
Keys upon keys upon keys.
Yeah. And the camera pans down to find our mystery lady hiding under the table. How this lady didn't see her, it's fucking amazing. And then she falls asleep down there again.
I get it. I get the allure of a cold tiled kitchen floor. We've all been there.
Yep. Cut to Winky's Diner. Two men have a languid conversation about the reason they're at Winky's.
Now, this scene is super cool because what he wanted you to feel like as he's describing this dream that you're sort of listening and kind of being lulled into a bit of a trance by it. So what the camera is doing is it's moving in like a weird, very slow, subtle figure eight. And I guess because the diner is it's very compact, like it's long, but it's thin. And he was like, we couldn't get obviously you can't have a person do that. It's going to look like really jerky and like kind of shitty looking. So they have a jig arm that they had to rent especially for this scene that could move in this way. And so they're basically like just the camera's on this long arm. And
So
it's
is it moving like is it zooming in and out or is it
No, it's
doing
literally moving in a very, you can tell when you're watching it that it's like,
shit, I wasn't even paying attention that closely to that.
and it's so you feel like you're kind of floating as he's talking.
Amazing.
It's very cool.
Because it's essentially like this is like definition David Lynch shit, where he's essentially if there was a way to record your dreams and play them back. Like, this is kind of what it would be like.
Yep.
You know, where everything's a little stunted and weird. So two men, they're talking. The twitchier, more nervous of the pair sheepishly explains that he wanted to meet there because he keeps having dreams about this place. And he's scared when he's in there, in the dream.
I will wager, I should have said this earlier instead of jumping in right now, but I think this particular moment, there's an episode of Twilight Zone.
Are you afraid of the dark?
Nope. Twilight Zone. Close though. I believe it is called Perchance to Dream. And it is very much about this, about a guy who is sort of like, I'm going to tell you about my dream. And then like, it's about like what happens at the end of the dream. And he's like, I don't know. I wake up because if I stay there, I'll die.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how this unfolds.
Yeah. So he's scared when he's in the dream, and his companion has been summoned there because he's also in the dream, always there standing by the counter. And so the man continues, and he realizes why he's scared of this place in the dream, because there is a man behind the diner who is somehow making them both afraid by some mysterious means.
The Satan booth.
It's the Satan booth. He can see this guy from inside the diner through the walls. And he hopes that he never sees that face outside of the dream. A terrible omen if ever there was one.
Yeah.
His companion understands and knows what to do. They have to go out behind Winky's so he can see for himself that this horrible nightmare hobo is just a creation of his dreams. And then the man turns around to see his companion standing right where he usually does in the dream, and he is nearly overcome with fear. So together, they leave and they walk around the diner to the dumpsters. He creeps up on the spot, ominously lingering on the place where this awful person is supposed to be. And then we are treated to one of the greatest jump scares of film history. Mm-hmm. A vagrant woman slides out from behind the dumpsters. She is horrific.
Yep.
Much more than just a homeless person. You could get away with describing her as a witch.
Yeah.
The man passes out from fear. Her makeup is fucked up. I do remember, like, the very first time I saw this, I jumped up on the fucking sofa.
Yeah, she is another one that you get the feeling that she would probably come back a bunch of times.
And he leaves her in because obviously, like, there was something in this character that he loved and he wanted to bring her back because she does come back in the movie.
I think he has said very many times that this is not a satire and it is not any kind of commentary on the kind of culture and film industry in Los Angeles. I find that a little hard to believe.
Because I've also seen him call it was called a poison Valentine to Hollywood.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of commentary. And I think maybe one of the things that she represents is the absolute low of the city. Mm-hmm. Like because she's filthy. She's covered in grime. If everybody else that you see, or not everybody else, but a lot of the people you'll see are kind of the pinnacle of success in Hollywood, she is the absolute opposite of that.
Yeah. So at a mysterious office looking more like the Black Lodge than any office I've ever been in, a man in a wheelchair with a tiny head calls a man that we only see from behind.
So the man in the wheelchair is
Michael Anderson. Michael J. Anderson.
Michael J. Anderson. He apparently has like prosthetic extensions on his arms and legs.
They built a body around him specifically so that his head would appear small.
It is very odd looking. I mean, he achieves the desired effect, but it is like, why did you do that?
I know. I've met him. I met Michael J. Anderson once.
He's a pretty good actor.
He's a great actor, and he was a tremendous, very nice person.
All right.
He had a catchphrase too.
He was like, "Fuck you, kids." What was
exactly? That's what he said to us as we left. He said, "Hey, have a good day, and remember, it's a small world."
Hey,
yeah,
nice.
I love it. Yeah. So he calls up this man who we only see from behind and announces that the girl is still missing.
And they use a special like a special kind of ring or special dial for the phone. Like he dials the rotary dial.
Then he hits it a couple of times and then he dials again.
It also has a wire connected to it that is not connected to anything else.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting.
Well, that's coming up because this is where color starts to play a very significant part in the movie. So the man from behind calls another man who answers on a conspicuously lit yellow telephone. Like it has a light just shining directly on it as part of the phone. And he passes on the message. The yellow telephone man makes a call to a phone in a red room that is never answered. So we cut to LAX, where Betty Elms, beaming and excited for her future in Hollywood, arrives with a woman that I thought was her mother, but it turns out that it's just some lady named Irene that she talked to on the flight.
This is basically you when you arrive in Los Angeles. Like, oh my God, you guys, I'm here.
Yeah. Just start talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. There's also a man there, presumably Irene's husband. What is her aunt's name? Is her aunt Irene?
Yes, I think so.
So is that her aunt and her uncle?
No, these are just strangers that she met on the plane.
Okay, that's what I thought.
This is, I think, our first indication that something might not be 100% accurate here, because there's
the most unreliable narrator of all time, because the way that she speaks to this couple is as though they've known each other for forever, and she was just on a flight from fucking Canada.
Yeah, there's like a gauzy film on the camera and it's overlit like to the gods. She's like, everyone is a little too nice and she's super nice and everything's so excited. And like you're just sort of like, what's happening? This isn't real. This can't be real.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's just arriving. She's so happy to be there. She's so excited. And so
the future's so bright, man. She's got to wear shades. So Irene and her husband catch a limo and leave the airport grinning like they're on LSD, while Betty takes a yellow cab to her new home.
And I think that is sort of an interesting juxtaposition when we get her, like because she's like helping them with their luggage, and they get into the car and they leave and they're driving, and in the limo they have this kind of like their visage and behavior is very creepy and unnatural.
Yeah, and the smiles are strange. They're laughing. They're like slapping each other's knees and shit.
And so I think it suggests this kind of artifice that's hiding something sinister.
Mm-hmm. Which is a common theme in David Lynch stuff.
Yes.
Like that, that's really what Blue Velvet is ultimately about, is that, beneath the suburban splendor is a terrible rot.
Dennis Hopper.
It's Dennis Hopper. Breathing gas just all the time. So Betty takes a yellow cab to her new home, these apartments on Sunset that the mystery lady is also hiding out in. It's a picturesque courtyard apartment building, just like in the old pictures.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It is nice. And the manager is a lady straight out of old Hollywood named Coco.
And Ann Miller swinging for the fences.
Oh my God, that makeup is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they discuss the pet situation there, something about a prize-fighting kangaroo that suggested just shit all over the place, maybe?
Sounds good.
A prize-fighting kangaroo. I was like, that's a very David Lynch choice.
Mm-hmm.
So Betty checks her place out, primarily colored in yellow. That is going to be that color is going to really, really represent Betty Elms.
Yeah.
And red is going to be the color that represents
Diane.
Rita, Camilla Rhodes. Yeah. So in the bedroom, she finds a woman's shoes and some of her clothes on the floor, and is surprised to find that the mystery woman is in the shower right now. In a daze, the mystery woman explains that she thinks that she was in an accident, and seeing a poster of Rita Hayworth on the wall, adopts the name Rita.
Now, that is a significant moment. The poster is for Gilda. And if the main character of Gilda, played by Rita Hayworth, is a kind of damsel femme fatale crossover with like a murky past and connections to dangerous men, and who's just kind of caught up in a I guess a mystery, for lack of a better term.
Betty explains that she's new in town. She's from Ontario.
Beautiful. Love it.
Has some designs on being a movie star. There's also an Ontario, California, which is like an hour outside of Los Angeles.
She is from Canada.
I'm going to say she's from Canada.
She says she's from Canada. She's from Deep River, Ontario, is what she says.
So Rita lays down and takes a nap. Elsewhere in the city, a pair of shady dudes meet with Adam Kesher, a film director who is recasting the lead in his new movie. They have strong feelings about a particular actress, and the meeting is tense. The shady dudes slide a headshot to the executives, a woman named Camilla Rhodes. This is their pick for the movie.
Now, one of the shady dudes is Angelo Badalamenti.
It's Angelo Badalamenti.
And every time he shows up on the screen, I went, "Aw."
I was like, oh shit, so that's what he looks like. Yep. Kesher wants to know what's going on, but they're all evasive about this. The man with the little head listens to the meeting in his strange little office, and Kesher learns that these shady dudes, mobsters, are casting this girl on his behalf.
It's actually never clear if they're mobsters. I mean, it's pretty heavily implied that they are, but like...
They drink espresso,
well,
and they wear suits.
He sort of drinks espresso. He takes it into his mouth and then spits it into a napkin in the most disgusting way possible.
Yeah. Hey, listen, that espresso was not good enough for him.
Yeah. And I know that David Lynch has said this is not a commentary on Hollywood, but it is hard to see this scene as anything else.
Oh, God, I know. And he's sometimes I think David Lynch is full of shit.
I mean, maybe it's like a Stephen King thing where it's like he forgets what he said one time before. So he's just like, I don't know, maybe it's this now.
Yeah. So yeah, as you said, waiter serves one of the mobsters a cup of espresso, and the room watches him intensely as he takes a sip, spitting it out on a napkin. They're really kind of drooling it out. And that's
real gross.
Yep, super gross. And the gangsters, they hate the espresso. Kesher is angry about being pushed into casting a woman that he doesn't want. So Adam takes his golf club outside and smashes in the gangster's limo with it, which is apparently something Jack Nicholson did.
I mean, that sounds about right.
Not some gangster's limousine, but like he was in traffic and like he had some road rage going on, and he took a fucking golf club to a car that was like near him.
You got to be a real big piece of shit to do that.
I get the feeling that, yeah, Jack Nicholson's a real piece of shit.
Yeah, probably.
One of the executives then goes to the Black Lodge to talk to the mysterious producer with the little head. I guarantee you they were dragging this out for like another sort of Black Lodge thing in the TV show.
Probably.
Yeah. So the mysterious man with the little head, his name is Mr. Rogue.
Because he is in, basically his character in Twin Peaks only exists in the Black Lodge.
Yeah. And and they're separated. The thing is it's almost like this is in a different place. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like this does not exist in our world, because he goes to talk to him, but he can only speak to him through a monitor, through a microphone. And it's separated by a plate glass wall.
Yes.
And so it's like he's like in this sort of hermetically sealed little room, which is something that they did in Twin Peaks: The Return. Which is where they were capturing bits and pieces of the Black Lodge in that little glass box.
I didn't see that one. I should.
Did you not watch that?
No.
Shit, you should. It's great. It's weird. It's real weird. His name, Mr. Rogue, blah, blah, blah. He tells him about the gangster's choice for the lead, and that Adam is resisting her. And if he won't cast Camilla Rhodes, then they have no choice but to shut down the production. And now cut to across town in a shabby office where two shabby dudes yuck it up about nothing in particular.
I'm going to call this scene madcap hilarity.
This is like that. David Lynch's tendency to just put some zany bullshit into his otherwise really serious movies. So a guy with two different colored eyes is cagey about what he's been up to. He's likely been up to no good. And the topic of conversation might be about the car accident we saw at the beginning of the movie, or it could be another car accident in town. Whatever the case is, sure is funny.
Yeah, it's a little hitman humor.
Yep. The other shabby dude produces Ed's Black Book, whatever that is. The history of the world in phone numbers, he says. So heterochromia, guy, that's what that's called when you have two different colored eyes. Heterochromia.
Yep.
He whips out a pistol and he shoots him. And then he cleans it off and he puts a silenced pistol in the victim's hand as if he shot himself. And as he sets it off, he fires another shot by accident, which breaches the wall and shoots a woman in the next room.
It's a pretty funny scene.
It is pretty fucking funny. The way this whole scene plays out, like, it's zany bullshit, but it's funny zany bullshit.
Yeah, you need a little zany bullshit.
Yeah. The woman in the next room mistakenly thinks that she's been bitten by something. And he goes to choke her out, but trips over some wires on the floor, and they topple over, struggling on the floor. And then she punches him directly in the solar plexus as he struggles to get the upper hand. And then he drags her to the next room, struggling, and notices a cleaning guy at the end of the hall, just watching. He tries to lure him down so he can presumably shoot him too. Now, when he gets her in the room, he shoots her dead and then shoots the cleaning guy. And then, for some fucking reason, he shoots the vacuum cleaner, which causes a power surge and a fire in the hall. The assassination business is just tough all over, man.
It's having a rough day. It's a no good, terrible, very bad day.
So with everything properly out of control, he snatches the black book and climbs out the window. He could have just unplugged it or shut it off.
Yeah. I think he's just like, curses.
It's like, I got to go all the way over there, and I got this gun. Well, you may as well. Back at Betty's place, she talks on the phone to her aunt. She is so hopeful it's going to get her lines down perfectly in this picturesque Hollywood apartment. And thinking that Rita is a friend of her aunt's, she mentions her, finds out that Aunt Ruth doesn't have a friend named Rita.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Now the camera ominously creeps down the hall to the bedroom where Rita seems to have a headache or something. She's doing that thing with her hands when you're psychic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Universal sign, yeah.
You know, you touch your temples. And Betty confronts Rita about this ruse, a cunning attempt to trick her. And Rita tells her that she has no idea who she is. And then Betty hands her a purse, suggesting that her ID is in there. And Betty opens the purse and instead finds wads of filthy money and a peculiar blue key.
Yeah, Betty is extremely excited to have she's like, I don't care that you've been traumatized. Let's go on an adventure.
Let's do each other's nails. Mm-hmm. Have you ever had amnesia?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
No.
I have had amnesia.
From a head injury?
No. It happens to me occasionally when I wake up.
It's just like you don't remember.
Well, I don't remember literally anything. Like I have woken up and been like, where the fuck am I right now?
You should see a neurologist about that.
And then I get up and I start to walk down the hall and I'm like, where am I? And then I don't know who I am. It's very, very weird. Doesn't happen often, but it's happened a couple of times.
You should definitely see a neurologist about that.
Another thing to add to my sort of like weird list of parasomnias. Out on the street, the assassin, and another shifty dude, and a lady with a lot of bruises on her arms partake of some Pink's hot dogs. A destination I'm definitely going to have to hit next time I'm in Los Angeles.
Yes, with glee.
Oh, yeah. They look so good. Those hot dogs look so fucking good.
Hot dogs are gross.
Gotta disagree. He's asking her if there are any new girls on the street. Maybe a brunette who's looking a little worse for wear. Mm-hmm. Back at Benny's apartment, they talk about the money. Rita is struggling to remember something. Betty and Rita chill out, speculate on where she was going, and Rita remembers suddenly that she was going to Mulholland Drive. And then Betty contrives a plan where they'll call the police from a payphone to see if there were any car accidents out that way.
It's a real shit plan.
It's really stupid. But it's pretty consistent with her character.
Yes, very much so.
Adam Kesher, the director, meanwhile, talks to his assistant while he drives, receiving the news that his movie production has been shut down. Now, rather than go into a panic mode, he goes home where he finds his wife fucking Billy Ray Cyrus.
And look, it is amazing that Billy Ray Cyrus in 2001 still rocking that mullet.
Still rocking the mullet. That was his thing.
Yeah.
Was that mullet? Have you seen him lately?
No.
Dude's not looking good.
Well.
Not looking good.
Probably not a very good person.
Probably should have kept the mullet.
Well, there's room in MAGA for him.
So Adam calmly snatches up his lady's jewelry box, takes it to the garage where he smothers it in a hot pink paint.
I do think it's nice, though, that when he walks into the house, it's very tasteful that he finds them just sitting there in bed.
Yeah.
Like they're not having sex. They're just sitting there.
They're just hanging out.
Yeah.
Just chilling. Like maybe they're about to, maybe they just did, but doesn't matter. They're just hanging.
Nice.
Yep. Then his wife freaks out, tries to stop him, and they struggle, resulting in him being punched in the face by Billy Ray Cyrus.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't give this guy a name. He may as well just be Billy Ray Cyrus.
I think he's the pool boy.
Oh, that's right. Because later on, he's going to actually talk about the pool boy and his ex-wife, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Covered in paint and roughed up, Adam leaves. Now, Betty and Rita, meanwhile, stash the money in a hat box and then head over to Winky's to use the payphone. They call the cops, who confirm that there was an accident up on Mulholland. And then they check the paper over coffee. A woman who bears a striking likeness to Betty, named Diane, pours the coffee.
Now, is this actually Naomi Watts or not? I don't think
it's
it
not.
is.
I looked it up. It's another actress who's been like in much of the stuff. She just looks like her.
But like she looks like a real down and out version of her.
It's a conspicuous
hint.
Yeah, it's like a conspicuous likeness of her. Because this is like, again, like well-worn David Lynch concepts of like doppelgangers.
Yeah.
So Rita seems kind of fixated on her name tag. She remembers something, but waits until they get back to the apartment to tell Betty that the name Diane Selwyn is significant, as though it might be her real name. As they look up the name in the phone book, give her a call. But
remember phone books?
same thought. I was like, I remember phone books. Just flip through.
Yeah.
Because you could also find out where a person lives through the phone book.
Turns out, not a great idea.
Also, putting everybody's phone number in the phone book, it made sense at a certain time in history.
Mm-hmm. When we were we were better people then.
But also, like when they go to the payphone, I was like, "Oh, remember those? They were everywhere
and filthy."
And now they're nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
They look up the name in the phone book. And they give her a call, but they only get the answering machine, and it's not Rita's voice, but she does seem to know the voice.
Mm-hmm.
So now gangsters go up to Adam's house looking for him, but they only find his angry, paint-covered wife. He shoves her off easily, but then she comes at him like a spider monkey.
Yeah, she climbs that guy like a tree.
I thought she was going to put a fucking triangle on him.
He's a very, very large man, though.
She tries to choke him, but that thick neck.
Yeah,
it's unchokeable. Literally unchokeable.
Yeah.
Coming under attack, the gangster punches Billy Ray Cyrus out, and then Adam's wife gets knocked out too. Out in a shabby DTLA apartment, Super comes to the door, and we find Adam laying low there. He has some bad news about his credit cards. And then Adam's like, but I pay you in cash. But it turns out the two guys from the bank came to tell him that Adam is insolvent.
I mean, that feels like a violation of boundaries, you know?
Well, it's gangsters. Gangsters
That's
came
true.
and threatened him.
That's true.
Know? They just said they're from the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Adam has to go. So this dude doesn't run afoul of the local mafiosos. He calls his assistant, who gives him the similar news. She's also been shaken down. And then she delivers a weird message. A guy named the Cowboy wants to see him. Mm-hmm. Back at Betty's, they seek out Diane's place on a map. And suddenly, there's a knock on the door.
This might be the lynchiest part of the entire movie.
Oh, God. This is Log Lady showing up.
Yeah. It's also another big clue.
So Betty answers and finds a strange woman reporting that someone is in trouble. That's it.
Yep. And then she introduces herself and she says, "My name's Betty." And the woman says, "No, it's not."
Yeah. Yeah. Betty tells her
cool.
who she is, and the woman tells her that that's not right and that someone, again, is in trouble. Mm-hmm. And then Coco comes along to shoo her away. Yeah. It's really funny. She's like, "Oh, I'm really sorry about this, but just so you know, this isn't the last time it's going to happen."
Yeah. And then, but she's also like, she says, so Betty, I think this is where Coco says she talked to her aunt Rita. Mm-hmm. And she says something about like how she has a friend there. And Betty starts being like, "Oh yeah, she's my friend Rita." And Coco looks over her shoulder and Rita's not there anymore. She's not she's left the room or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when Betty closes the door and turns around, Rita's back again.
Yep.
It's pretty neat.
I love it.
It's a very simple trick, but it's very kind of Hitchcockian in a way.
Mm-hmm. Adam drives up to this corral at the top of a canyon. It's an old Western set. And sure enough, fucking cowboy comes walking along.
Mm-hmm. No eyebrows.
No eyebrows. And he's wearing a real Tom Mix costume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom Mix, as mentioned in our episode about Angel. So it's a real cryptic David Lynch kind of conversation. There's this undercurrent of menace because this guy is also dressed like a crazy person. Mm-hmm. A vague sense of threat to everything he says. And then he tells Adam to go back to work tomorrow, recast the lead. He will see a lot of girls. And when he sees the girl from the headshot, he will say, "This is the girl." And then the cowboy walks away and seems to vanish as the lights go out.
He also has no eyebrows. Just
eyebrows.
Again, no eyebrows.
Which doing a lot of work there. Again, he's the Frank Langella's character from Lost Highway. Also, no eyebrows.
Oh, yeah. Except Frank Langella looks creepy as fuck in that movie.
Yeah,
this dude, he looks a little unsettling, but he's not that creepy looking. He's also a terrible actor. And I understand he's not actually an actor, but I don't know, man. Get an actor for your movie that they're giving you lots of money to make, not just your friend.
Oh, actually, it's not Frank Langella. Is Frank Langella in that? It's Robert Blake is the guy with no eyebrows.
Yeah, and he is fucking terrifying looking in that.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't he murder his wife?
I think so.
Allegedly?
No, I think he did.
Oh, shit. Okay. So, now Betty and Rita go over some lines for her audition. They're having just a fun working out a really grim scene between a young woman and her father's friend.
Yeah.
Then Coco, it gets even worse. It gets even worse when they actually work it out. Coco comes along looking to talk to Betty, and now Rita called wanting to know who is staying with Betty. And everybody is concerned about this relationship. Everybody senses trouble.
Yeah, Coco does not approve of lesbians.
She's very homophobic.
And again, she is doing some real big 1950s acting.
Yeah, and I get the feeling like David Lynch, also kind of a movie nerd.
Yep.
Like there are a few people in this who are like old Hollywood that he cast very much because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I will say, not a great actor, but she is definitely bringing a kind of 50s gravitas.
She's got presence for sure. Yeah. So now Betty heads over to Paramount for her audition.
Yeah.
It's the actual Paramount Studios gate. Reference to Sunset Boulevard.
Yep. The car that you see in the in the entrance is the car from Sunset Boulevard.
Motherfucker. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Yeah. It's the Bronson Gate, for which Charles Bronson took his stage name. And then our man, James Karen, ushers her into the room. God damn it. I forgot he was in this. And I was like, hell yeah.
He is an American treasure, James Karen. And he's not in it for very long, but he really leaves a mark.
He is James. I may as well be watching Return of the Living Dead.
He's fantastic.
God damn it. I love James Karen. Also, this is not how auditions go. Everybody is just so fucking pleased to meet her. Mm-hmm. The director offers her some nonsense direction. Her scene partner references that last girl they worked with, the one with the dark hair, and then they get uncomfortably close and play the scene, and fucking Betty's performance is crazy horny.
And the guy it's supposed to be like her father's friend in the movie or whatever. This man is unnervingly tan.
I was trying to remember that actor who...
George Hamilton.
It was a George Hamilton tan.
But
all the way through.
But worse somehow.
Also, isn't he yeah, he's like really, really like real weather beaten. Yeah, real sun beaten. He's also wearing, I think he's wearing a white suit to sort of accentuate it.
His face is the color and texture of an alligator handbag.
And it's juxtaposed with her because he's a big guy and she's this like small woman. Mm-hmm. And then they come together. They're practically pressed against each other in this scene.
There's something about this scene and this monologue, or not really a monologue, I guess it's just a scene that they do together, but it feels like sort of a metaphor for her interior monologue. Like she's sort of talking about like how terrible he is. It's like it's a very
it's almost like it's the other world is sort of leaking through.
Yeah.
In this scene, yeah.
Yeah.
And so in the end, the room is stunned. The casting director is weird about it in spite of everybody just being impressed. And then they take her across the street to meet a director, a real up-and-comer. And we cut to a 60s pop singer and her backup singers performing. And then the camera pulls back and they appear to be in a recording booth. And then the camera pulls back further and it's all just a facade of a film set.
Yeah, it's like Phantom of the Paradise.
Yeah. And then Betty is brought into the set where Adam turns and sees her. And then Adam talks to the girl in the recording booth. And this is the part that he's recasting for. Camilla Rhodes, the Mafia's pick for the role, is brought in. And she also bears a striking resemblance to Betty.
And which is very odd because so here's a thing that I think we will talk more about once we get to the end. But how are we to interpret the character of Camilla?
This
because Camilla's the real person, right?
Right. Yeah.
And in this particular moment that she's in, it feels like Camilla looks like her, but is also a rival, an obvious rival, but she is also an object of desire. And it's like this. And Betty's reaction indicates that this illusion or fantasy is kind of broken when she sees her.
Camilla in this scene, I think is kind of she is like the platonic ideal of this of her ambition.
Yeah.
She is, she projects herself onto this, but also she's this other person who is getting a role that she felt belonged to her as well. And so she is just putting absolutely every part of her, plus all of her desire, all of her ambition is sort of characterized in this one woman who just kind of comes and goes. And then she appears later on as a sort of a point of betrayal. But
yeah,
at the same time, the part that I kind of am really sort of left wondering is, why is it so important that shadowy forces force this character on Adam, the director? Like, that's the part
I have a thought about that. Do you want to go with it now, or do you want to say
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I think the whole point of the mob involvement in this is Diane's way of telling herself the only reason this woman would get a job over you is if someone was forced to cast her.
Okay.
I think that's the whole point of their being a part of this story, is that that's the only rationale she could come up with for why she didn't get it and this other person did, is that they were forced to do it.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. That makes a tremendous amount of sense.
Yeah.
So now Adam summons the executive producer, who looks at him expectantly. And then Adam tells him, this is the girl. And then another shadowy executive assures him that he made the right choice.
And again, I see Angela Badalamenti and I went, ah.
And in a hurry, Betty suddenly checks the time and excuses herself. So she and Rita take a yellow cab over to Diane Selwyn's house.
This part feels very made for TV in a way that feels intentional.
Yeah, because they got the little sneaking around in the bushes, and they got She becomes panicked when she clocks a couple of guys staking the house out from a car across the street against a red brick wall. And then they duck stake out, get out around the corner, walking up on Diane's place from the side. And the dudes in suits and dark glasses seem to be all over the place here, but it's all part of the illusion.
I was too busy looking at the windows and the doors on the apartment complex. Loved them.
They're so decorative.
I'm very often checking out wigs and real estate.
I'll tell you what, whenever I see like particularly California, like Los Angeles, California real estate, blows me away. Love it.
Spanish.
It's that Spanish style. Now, Betty knocks on Diane's door, and then a woman answers, telling them that they have the wrong place because Diane switched apartments with her for some reason.
This woman, the inclusion of this woman this feels like it wouldn't make sense.
Gotta feel significant because she's going to come back later on.
Yeah, she's her girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, I guess. But like, she's not played by anybody else.
Correct.
She's just the same person in the fantasy as she is in reality. So,
okay. So that is the implication here.
I believe so.
Is that they didn't swap places. They were living together.
We are given to understand that.
Yeah. They go over to Diane's actual place, find it in a bit of a state. No one answers when they knock, so they go around the side and find an open window. There's a terrible smell inside. And they creep through the darkness of this apartment, and in the bedroom, they find a woman lying dead on the bed, having been there for some time.
And pay attention to the position she is in.
Yes. Because she's like laying on her side.
Because this is also the scene that we see in the opening, right?
When she hits the bed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's the same scene. Well, it's not the same scene, but it's the same bed. It's the same position.
Same sheets because they're red.
Yeah.
So now back at Betty's place, Rita is freaking out, tries to cut her hair. Then Betty instead outfits her with a blonde wig. Now that night, Betty invites Rita to sleep in the bed with her instead of on the couch.
Feels a little predatory at this point.
Rita climbs into bed naked. And then Rita kisses her goodnight, and it just escalates from there.
So apparently there were like nude photographs of her circulating on the internet at the time. And so
of Laura Herring?
Yeah. And so David Lynch said that he was he was conscious of that and very careful about the way he was shooting this because he didn't want a lot of nudity in the movie to begin with. And he also didn't want to like further exploit her at all.
Okay.
So she is, I believe, actually wearing underwear. You just can't see it. It's the way that it's shot. You're not supposed to think that she is, but he was like, I didn't want to be kind of like crude or lurid Like I didn't want to dehumanize her anymore.
Yeah, right. I think he got a lot of criticism over that in Lost Highway with Patricia Arquette. You know,
No, he's trying to be edgy.
it's the heavy metal David Lynch movie.
Just do what you do, man. You gotta up the game here.
So they have sex, and Betty tells Rita that she loves her.
And then they cut away. I love this scene because it's very tastefully shot, the whole thing. And then they cut away, they cut back, and they're just holding hands.
Yeah,
which is really nice.
It's very sweet. Mm-hmm. As they sleep. Also, this shot fucking rules because he sort of creeps up from the hands up to where they're sleeping, and the way that their bodies are arranged is Betty is lying on her side facing the camera, and Rita is laying on her back, and the way that their lips align is very very deliberate. Because this is where she starts talking in her sleep, and she starts whispering a few words. She whispers the word silencio.
Silencio.
No hay banda. Mm-hmm. As she repeats this over and over, waking Betty, and then Rita implores her to go somewhere with her right now in the middle of the night.
I'd be like, bitch, it is 2:00 in the morning. Can we do this tomorrow?
It's fucking cold out. So they catch a cab across town to a spooky spot called Club Silencio, located behind a blue door.
So here's a theory I have about these things. So about the cowboy and this. I feel like the cowboy is introduced in the moment to be like, here's everything you've seen so far. What do you think? And then I feel like the MC here is this is like a kind of David Lynch insert telling us to consider what we've seen so far. That everything is a tape.
Oh, shit. Yeah. They take a seat together in a sparsely attended club. The MC on the stage announces that there is no band, and yet we hear music.
No hay banda.
It's all a tape recording. He introduces some unseen musical instruments, and then an actual trumpet player comes out, insisting that it's all recorded.
It's all an illusion, is what he says.
Yep.
He said, well, at first he says it's all a tape, which is kind of a weird phrase for 2001. And then he says it's all an illusion.
Yeah. And then the MC,
which is kind of like it's all an illusion, you know what I mean?
Right. Like none of this is real. As if you hadn't fucking figured this out.
Yeah, by this point, you're kind of like, well, I don't know what it is, but I know it's not real.
Yeah, but this is him kind of like basically giving the game away.
Yeah.
You know, because things are about to change significantly here.
Yep. And then we get Rebecca Del Rio, who is fucking incredible. This performance is amazing. Do you know the story behind this performance? He met her at a record. He was just like in a recording studio recording something. And like she was scheduled to record that day and she showed up and like, I guess the producer was like, hey, do you want to meet David Lynch? And then he was like, sing something for him. And she was like, what the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean sing something? And so she sings her version of Crying, which she had already recorded this. There was a pop version of this that she had a single. I think it was kind of successful, but he didn't really know who she was.
I always thought that the Spanish version of this that was on the radio was a Linda Ronstadt cover.
No, it's her.
Okay.
And so she was like, all right, I'll sing that because presumably she's the one she knows the most. And she was probably like, he'll maybe recognize it. And
I mean, maybe she knew because fucking this is the second time that he has presented a Roy Orbison song in a really fucking memorable way.
Yeah. And so the guy was like sing and he like hit record without her knowing it. And so what you're hearing is her just fucking off the cuff singing for David Lynch.
Oh, yeah.
And it is an incredible performance.
Yeah. Also, the MC summons lightning on the stage, which Lynch uses a lot.
Yeah, it's a little cheesy.
It's flat, like because it's not lightning; it's like flashing lights. He does it a lot on Twin Peaks.
Yeah,
he did it in I think Wild at Heart. He does it a lot in. It's definitely in Lost Highway. But yeah, Betty begins to shake violently, and then he vanishes in a puff of smoke, and then the room turns blue, and a man in a red suit introduces Rebecca Del Rio, who comes out and performs Llorando, an a cappella cover of the Roy Orbison song Crying. And it is, as we said, haunting.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love this scene so much. She is shot almost entirely in close-up, and her eye makeup is a blend of yellow and red, which feels very deliberate.
It's she's very stunning looking, And you do get the impression that she is there to sort of represent something. I'm not sure what.
This is a part where the fact that up until this point, like Betty is always like yellow this, yellow room, yellow cabs. Rita is almost always wearing red, red tops, red
lampshade,
figures of the red lampshade. And so now, as things are about to sort of unravel, the illusion is about to sort of crumble. The two colors are sort of mixed,
merging back together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. It's also just a very kind of emotionally resonant moment, just the whole thing, because it is a very sparse set, and it's just her on the stage, lit with a spotlight. That's about it. There's a lady with blue hair sitting in the balcony for some reason.
She's blue. Blue represents mystery.
Yeah. And it's an incredible scene. Unfortunately, she died like this year, like not that long ago, a couple months ago.
Damn.
Yeah.
Just David Lynch taking them can't take it with you.
It's like the last part of her life sounds really fucking sad. Like her son died, and then she got like brain cancer, and then she beat it, and then it came back, and she killed herself.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah. It's tough.
So the song, understandably, reduces Rita and Betty to tears.
I get it. My note says, I get it, ladies. I'm crying too.
Llorando. Mm-hmm. And then before she can finish the song, Del Rio collapses on the stage, but the song continues as she lays there.
It's incredible.
No hay banda.
It is this amazing way of reminding you that none of this is real. Like that she has stopped, she has passed out, and yet the music keeps going.
Yep. And then men in red suits pick her up and drag her off the stage as the song continues. Betty reaches into her bag and produces a blue box. And then they go home, and Rita takes out the blue key. She turns for a moment. When she returns, Betty is gone. Like gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rita puts the key in the lock. That fits perfectly. Also, the shape of the lock is significant as well. Because it's a triangle.
Mm-hmm.
And delta, representing change scientifically and alchemically.
Oh, yeah.
Right. With the box open, the camera zooms inside, and then the box falls on the floor, and Rita is gone.
What I think is super interesting, and this is the box and the blue and sort of all of that. We're going inside, but it's like we're leaving the mystery. So we're leaving this illusion. Mm-hmm. We're leaving the sort of the fake fantasy world, and that's when you hear. I think you just hear the voiceover of the cowboy.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And he says, "Hey, pretty girl, time to wake up."
That's right. Because, so Irene enters the room, seeming to look for something, and then leaves. This is the woman that we saw leaving the apartment in the first place. And back in Diane's room, we see her lying on the bed in the same position as dead Diane Selwyn. Yep. And as a matter of fact, she's still dead here in this scene. Mm-hmm. And that's where the cowboy stands in the doorway and tells her to wake up.
Yep.
And this is it. No more primary colors. Everything is drab and dirty and crumbling.
I was, for some reason, I don't know why, but the last act of this movie, I was so affected by it. Like I had such profound sympathy for Diane.
Her fucking performance
is unbelievable.
Makes no bones about it. Like this is a woman in crisis.
And she turns so hard. You get this like bubbly, silly, happy, first act from fuck is her name? Naomi Watts.
Yeah.
And then hard pivot. And she gives you this like heart-wrenching performance at the end.
Oh, and she is just unwound completely.
Yeah. And you just watch her just continue to fall apart.
Oh, it sucks.
In like every possible way.
So Diane, now alive, stirs in her bed. Someone is knocking on her door. When she gets up, we see that it's Betty, or is it Diane? She's looking a little rough, though. Mm-hmm. She answers the door, and it's the woman that she swapped apartment with, in quotes, I say. She wants her stuff. And it's implied that this is a breakup, basically. On the table is a blue key. But
though I would say, if you're going to break up with someone, don't move 2 doors down.
Hey, man, it's hard to find an apartment.
Have the fucking decency to like at least go a couple blocks.
Given the way that we're about to sort of really sort of like learn the real nature of her relationship with Camilla, like where did this woman I'm constantly thinking about this, like where did this woman sort of fall into things? Or maybe their relationship was ruined because of her obsession with this other woman.
That's sort of my take, is that whatever is going on with Camilla isn't really what Diane thinks it is. Like she's projecting a lot more. Like maybe there is a little romance.
Later on, then again, I describe it in the notes as a humiliation ritual. Like what Camilla is doing to her is fucking deliberate.
Yeah, it feels like maybe there is a little bit of like, you know, because it's heavily implied that Camilla is with Justin Theroux, Adam.
Or you're completely right about this. Everything, her obsession with this woman, like as far as Camilla is concerned, the two of them are friends.
Yeah.
And then maybe she sort of put the moves on her and was like, whoa, get the fuck away from me. And that's when things kind of turned for them.
Or it's like, it's either that or she's sort of like having this kind of secret fling with Diane, but is otherwise very heterosexual and planning to marry this man or whatever. Yeah. And so I think it's maybe kind of a combination of all those things where she's like, Diane has interpreted this relationship as something way more serious than what it actually is. And she has projected so much onto her. So when it does turn out that like Camilla's like, hey, I'm just going to marry my boyfriend or whatever, it comes across to her as this major blow when in fact it was never really going to be like they were never a couple. This was not a thing other than a one-time deal or whatever. Like we're not given to understand this is a serious thing that's happening between them. It's more just kind of like a fun fling.
Oh,
if it's even that at all. Yeah.
So as she leaves, this neighbor tells her that 2 detectives were out there looking for her. And when the lady leaves, Diane spends some time just spacing out at her sink. And then she turns to see Rita in her apartment, only her name isn't Rita, it's Camilla.
And when she sees her, the moment she sees her, this was the point when I was like, it was just heartbreaking to see it.
It's pure fantasy because what we just saw was like a fucking 2 hours of this woman's like, you know, of essentially the fantasy version of the movie that we're watching. And,
but she sees in this moment, she sees Rita.
She sees Rita, and Rita is like lit like before. She's dressed in bright red. The color treatment on the screen is also because it's fucking drab and it's dirty, and this apartment fucking sucks. And her clothes are dirty as well.
Yeah.
And then she turns, and this woman is in her house. She's not really. She just thinks she is. But it's shot like it was just like 20 minutes ago.
Like it was. I think that was the part where I was just like, God damn it, this is the fucking saddest thing I've ever seen. I was so moved by this moment.
Yeah. So Diane becomes emotional at the sight of her. She's come back, but then she seems to snap to it, and she's just standing there alone in her apartment making coffee. So she approaches the couch, fantasizes that Camilla is naked on it, and she climbs on top of her, and they fool around, but Camilla puts a stop to it.
Well, it's cool because when she climbs over the couch, the whole like vibe and decor of the apartment changes.
Again, it looks clean. It's brightly lit. Like
it's such a great moment. The effect is very subtle and very cool.
Yeah. Diane flashes back to a movie set where Adam, the director, demonstrates the scene in a car with Camilla in a passenger seat, and he clears the set, but then Camilla asks to let Diane stay. And then Adam demonstrates how to kiss Camilla to the actor that he's talking to. And then Camilla looks back at Diane as he does this. We flash back to Diane's apartment where she angrily pushes Camilla out of the house and then sorrowfully masturbates on the couch until the phone rings.
Oh my God, it is just brutal.
Hate it. I fucking hate it. And
she had to be under, they did it, they shot it with her and David Lynch under a little tent.
Oh.
So nobody else could see anything.
That's how you clear a set.
Tasteful. Again, I mean, that scene's, I mean, it's as tasteful as you're going to get, I guess, because it is just rough.
It's so rough, man. Just the fucking portrait of desperation. And so the phone's ringing. It's the phone in the red room from the beginning of the movie. And it's in Diane's apartment, it turns out. Mm-hmm. It's Camilla who asks if she's coming to wherever it is that she is because there's a car waiting for her. So the car will take her to an address on Mulholland Drive. Diane rides in the back of the limousine, and then the car stops, invoking the opening scene of the movie. But instead of presenting a gun, the driver presents her with a surprise.
But here's my question, because before the door opens, they redo the whole thing where she says, "We don't stop here." And what I wonder about that is, has she already set in motion the
yes
plan? And so it's as though she knows how the rest of this night is supposed to go.
Because we don't know it yet. It has not been explained. But the blue key being on the table in her apartment.
Okay, yeah.
Is why she is just unraveling in front of us, because of what that key really, really represents. Is back then it was just this, in the first part of the movie, it doesn't even really look like a key. It's like a blue triangle shaped thing with like the moon and like another triangle on it.
Yeah.
But in this, it's just a fucking key, and we're going to learn what that key means. And so when she comes out and she's just spacing out, she's kind of staring at that key.
Right.
And its symbolism right now, it means fucking nothing to us. But when it's revealed what it means, it's going to loom heavily over the last 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. And because it's very clear that when she says that, it's as though she understands how she knows what the plan is and how this night is supposed to go. And so when she says that, it's like, well, how would you even know that?
Yeah.
And then we find out why she knows that.
And so the door opens and Camilla emerges from the bushes with a red scarf around her neck, inviting Diane to come with her. So they climb the hill and they end up at Adam's place, where the three of them toast to love. Don't like it. And Coco, the manager, comes out of the house. But in this world, Coco is Adam's mother.
And she's as brassy as ever.
Got that makeup going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then Adam and Camilla walk away together, implying that they're together. And then at dinner, Diane explains that she came to Hollywood from Canada after winning some kind of jitterbug contest, which somehow led to acting.
That feels very, I can't remember who it was, but that is a thing that happened. Like that used to happen.
Oh, right. I saw it in some trivia thing that I saw, but I cannot remember which actress it was, but that's like a thing that happened to some old.
Is it, Jesus Christ, Mommy Dearest, Joan Crawford?
No. I mean, maybe. I don't think it was Joan Crawford. I would have remembered that. I can't remember.
But yeah, that is someone's backstory.
You're right. That is somebody's story. She explains that she and Camilla met on the set of a movie called The Sylvia North Story. They were going to go up for the same part, which Camilla ultimately got. And then Camilla helped her get some roles after they became friends. Also, this party sucks.
It does, and it feels a little bit rushed too, because it feels like he's trying to drop in all of the incidental characters just to kind of wrap things up.
Right.
Like you're going to see Angela Badalamenti, you're going to see all the mob guys.
Oh, yeah, even the fucking cowboy comes back.
Yeah, so you'll see everybody, and it's like, I don't know, you could have stretched this out a little bit. You didn't have to put them all at the same fucking table at the end.
I know, unless he was like, Jesus Christ, this movie's getting long. I got to wrap this up. And then again, the next fucking movie he makes is like 3.5 hours long.
Yep.
So Camilla and Adam are all up on each other's shit right in front of Diane. The woman we last saw as Camilla Rhodes comes along to the table and kisses the real Camilla in Diane's ongoing humiliation ritual. But now that I think of it, it's another thing that it kind of makes me wonder, like, she is a really unreliable narrator, and we really don't know what the nature of this relationship is.
Right. We haven't actually seen anything romantic transpire between them. We've seen them be friendly.
Yeah.
And we've seen Camilla be a little flirty, but like not in a overt way, just kind of like a fun, silly way.
Like that flirtation could really be like the way that she kind of conducts herself in the presence of Diane Selwyn could be the thing sort of tipping us off to the fact that maybe this behavior around this poor woman is what kind of
pushes her over the edge.
You know, like.
Oh yeah. It gives her the wrong impression.
Yeah, and so like to her, this means this woman is like wants her, and so she is.
And this is I don't love this because it's a little bit of a trope, the kind of personality disordered lesbian thing where I'm like, it's a little cringy, but whatever. It's 2001, I guess.
Right. So to top it off, Adam announces that they're going to get married. Maybe he doesn't get to finish the statement.
Yeah, it's the vibe that we get.
Diane knocks over some dishes and we warp across town to Winky's where Diane meets with the assassin.
The guy from Lost.
Actor's name is Mark Pellegrino. I always think of him as the guy who goes to shake down the dude in The Big Lebowski.
Okay.
Yeah. The waitress, formerly known as Diane, now pours some coffee, only her name tag now says Betty.
I fucking love it. So great.
Yep.
It's just a nice touch. Just a nice
Same
little
actress. Same actress. You know?
Yep.
So Diane slides Camilla's headshot to the killer, stating, "This is the girl." And then she flashes a black bag full of money. And he flashes her the blue key from the apartment, the one that we saw just as she was getting up to make coffee and stuff. And he tells her, "When I'm finished, you'll find this where I told you," implying that the key on the table earlier was the signal that Camilla had been killed.
Yep.
Whew.
Fucking tough.
So, fuck me, man. So she wants to know what the key opens, and he just laughs. So out behind Winky's, we creep up on the dumpsters behind the restaurant, now bathed in red light. Turning the corner, we see the nightmare hobo stuffing the box in a paper bag and dropping it on the ground. Zooming up on the box, two horrible homunculi come staggering out of the bag, laughing.
I didn't need this part. I think this part's a little silly.
I love this part just because of how silly it is. It's almost like he was like, "Shit, this is getting real fucking dark."
It does have like a can't end on that note sort of vibe.
I need to put a little David Lynch stank on this scene.
Yeah.
So Diane sits in her apartment now, staring at the blue key on the table. Her daze is broken by the knocking on the door, and the horrible little people crawl into her apartment from under the crack in the door. It's Irene and her husband, the people from the flight at the beginning of the movie, and their laughing turns to screaming as they grow to normal size and chase Diane back to her room in a very hectic scene. It gives me anxiety. So she jumps on her bed, pulls a gun out of the bedside table, and shoots herself very suddenly. And her room fills with smoke, overlaid with a close-up of the nightmare hobo and then the city. Betty and Rita, in their wigs, bathed in bright light, smiling. Cut to Club Silencio, bathed in blue. A woman with the blue hair whispers the word Silencio. Fade to black, roll credits.
God damn it. Fucking movie is so good.
It's so good. It's so good. Like, I don't know why I kind of had my doubts going into it, mostly because I don't think I'd seen it in a while. I honestly can't remember the last time I watched this one.
It's a big sort of sprawling story. It's a little intimidating.
It's really long. It's a real kind of commitment to watch, but shit, man, it's heavy. It's very alluring. This movie should not fucking work. He should not have been able to take the pilot that he shot and just add a few, like 50 minutes of footage, I think he said, and then turn it into a complete feature that has a beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah, I think it is a testament to his talent and his skill that he's able to pull it all together.
Like, this thing was designed from the outset to be an open book forever until, ABC, inevitably canceled
And I think it kind of was. Like, as they were finishing the filming of it, he was like kind of taking it day by day. He was giving Justin Theroux like pages at a time of script.
Yeah. Like he does. I get the feeling that when he writes this stuff, he just goes and goes and goes, and he doesn't really know where anything is going until he gets there. Mm-hmm. Which is why there's no interpretation of this movie.
I don't really think there is either. I mean, I buy the whole, like, I think what is obvious is that the first 2/3 of the movie is a fantasy.
Yeah.
It's Diane's way of coping with all of the sort of psychological frustration and all of the failure that she has experienced, like whether it's the professional failures and romantic failures, that she can't really sort of carry that burden anymore. So she creates this other story to explain it all to herself, in which she comes out as this sort of like, she rescues the damsel, but even that story is unsustainable to her because it can't go anywhere else.
Yeah. All of a sudden, these two colors, the yellow and red are sort of combined on the face of the woman who is basically saying, this is not real. None of this is fucking real. And that is when the blue appears and they are unable to avoid this mystery, because this is not the only time the color blue appears in the movie. The blue appears whenever something sort of mysterious or hidden is on the screen. it's coded with blue for some reason. But I think it's in that moment that they're just like, where are we going with this? Where is this going? You can't possibly keep this up. And it's really, really wild how he kind of reconciled that with the rest of the movie, because if he was going at this as an ongoing serialized TV show, he was definitely doing it in the same mode of Twin Peaks, which was its tone was very similar, where everything is very ridiculous and campy because it was supposed to be like a soap opera.
And I'm really glad that they didn't go forward. And the impression I get is that he's very glad they didn't go forward with the show either, because I think instead, doing a sort of a redo of Twin Peaks, I don't know, it would have got a little boring, I think, a little tired. But in this way, instead, he just kind of gives us this very basic story that is like, here is sort of the life of of most people in Los Angeles. Like, it's really a lot of heartbreak. And in this one case, this is a person who really couldn't do that, who couldn't bear that any longer. And unfortunately, it has very tragic consequences for everybody. But I don't think there's anything much deeper going on than that. I don't think there's a lot to interpret here.
No, it's a really great sort of set of symbols, a story that you can sort of apply a bunch of interpretations to, because at the same time, given the sort of road to production on this movie, like, he was probably having some hard times with his feelings about this industry, because also he's a gigantic fucking film nerd and this is what he fucking loves. And he also has to deal, unfortunately, being an artist at heart and being an artist first, with dealing with the fucking business end of it. Right.
Which that's when you're like, when he says, well, it's not really a commentary on that. It's like, yeah, it is kind of a commentary on that, though. It's pretty obvious.
Because at the same time, we see it. We see the sort of the highs, the men in the business suits. We see his sort of feelings of the shadowy forces that kind of make, that move the money around and kind of make the things happen. It all sort of, to him, it all happens behind curtains and in these hermetically sealed offices. And then at the same time, we see the absolute fucking bottom of the barrel. Like, and so, yes, this is a sort of about this woman who wasn't able to make it, and sort of crafted this very broad fantasy, but also it's more broadly, it's about the sort of Hollywood experience where when you're winning, it fucking rules, but most people don't win. And this is where it kind of ends up. Like,
and for him too, because he is someone who loves Hollywood as much as he does. I mean, he really does. When you hear him talking about it, like, you get that impression that he really loves it. And that in this way, it's sort of like he's a little bit like the Diane character, where, he doesn't want to have to deal with the gross parts of it. He'd rather have this kind of fantasy about it and be like, let's make it more fun, because the reality of it is that it is kind of just a lot of tragedy for everybody.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the one thing that I really sticks out to me for some reason, and they really don't bear much in common, but the Wonderland murders, sort of the way that, like, how John Holmes went from being like a movie star, for lack of better terms, and then ended up in a fucking brutal murder scene, allegedly, but, and again, we see that in this movie as well. Is like, there are people who don't just win and then stay winning. There are people who win and also fucking lose out. And you see that in the movie too. It's a very, very broad metaphor for a lot of things, which the most powerful symbols are the ones that can pack the most meaning into them, and this one definitely does that.
He also, I think, had to contend with the fact that he's working with material that had been shot several years earlier. And so there are moments of this where you're like, this feels like you just stuck it in here because you liked it. Like, it's not really connected to anything. The dream part at the beginning of, when they're sitting in Winkies, like, that just feels like he just kind of liked it. It's tangentially related in a way, in like a metaphorical way, but you could cut it and it would be fine if it wasn't in there.
I'm fucking glad that he put it in there, because obviously we all love it kind of for the same
it's a great
reasons.
moment.
It's dreamy, it's weird, it's fucking terrifying. But then as he left it in there, I suppose he felt like it had to have some kind of material consequence. And so just at the end of the movie, he sticks the nightmare hobo back in the movie, and it's just like, you guys figure it out.
Yeah. there are kind of moments where you're like, oh yeah, it doesn't all work perfectly. They don't all fit together like a puzzle. Sometimes it's just kind of like, if you trim a little bit off, then it fits like a puzzle. It's kind of like that, where you're like, I get it. You're still editing in this incredibly clever way. And, I don't begrudge someone their desire, I guess.
I know. I love it.
What a movie.
I know. We definitely got to do more David Lynch on here. I would love to just going with that sort of old Hollywood, classic Hollywood fascination. I would fucking love to do Wild at Heart, because I feel like that is a very underrated David Lynch movie.
I have not seen that in a very long time. I don't remember liking it.
I have not seen it in a really long time either.
Nicolas Cage is a lot in that one.
Nicolas Cage is going off. Laura Dern is fucking nuts in it too. The book that it's based on is also pretty fucking great. And so, yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. And Lynch took that book and injected a lot of crazy bullshit. It's basically his riff on The Wizard of Oz. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, all right. Well, David Lynch.
Whew.
Rest in peace, my man.
Oh, good stuff.
Fucking A. Where, what's happening next? Where are we going?
Well, as you said, up top, Bring Me the Axe coming back next week with Il Maestro, Fulci's The Beyond. And then the week after that, we are visiting upon you all our 2025 horror roundup, where we're going to tell you all about the movies we didn't like. And the three that we did.
Let's be fair. There's a few that we liked. Actually, I was going over my Letterboxd list and I was like, boy, there's a lot more of this year that I liked than I didn't. So
I think I have a few more in my like category than
stuff that floats in the middle. I think there was a bunch that I definitely did not like. Yeah. I can't wait to just fucking heap shit upon them. But there's a bunch of movies that came out this year that I cannot wait to gush about. So Yep, we'll see you next week when we fucking do The Beyond. It's going to be awesome.
Yep.
And then the week after that, be here for the roundup. And then we'll kick off 2026 with a banger.